Monica Aherwal, Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Data Warehouse Implementation. In every organization, a big organization, you can say there is a data warehouse. Okay, means and that organization, or you can say that company, there's a massive data, so there is a need of data warehouse. Okay, so here we will discuss about the implementation of the data warehouse. So see in this figure, uh, this is the data source, means the data comes from the different sources. What is the source of that data? Okay, so in form of cloud, in form of OLTP database or the flat files, these are the data sources actually, and these data then transfer to the second phase, that is the extract, transform and load section. Okay, so after that this ETL means extract, transform and load, the data will further transform to the enterprise data warehouse. In this enterprise data warehouse, you see here this operational database system and the data warehouse, and these are the small data mart 1, data mart 2 and data mart 3, means these are the some subjective, you can say, filtration of the data. Then after the data will transfer to the BI tools. Okay, so in form of reports. Okay, so this is basically overview of the implementation of the data warehouse. So the proper application of business intelligence service means BI and data warehouse implementation allows you to drill down the organization's data. So okay, so in this you see that this allows you to draw conclusions from the information in order to gain a competitive advantage on the market. So to implement an effective BI tools, a company needs a well-defined data warehouse first. So data warehouse design is the process of building a solution for data integration from many sources that support analytical reporting and data analysis. So a badly designed data warehouse exposes you to the risk making strategy decisions based on erroneous conclusions. So in this session, we will take a look at the data warehouse design process. Okay, because of in the implementation, we will do this after the designing phase, right? So in the designing process of the on the high level, so for this, starting from the collection of requirements, first of all you should know the requirements. Okay, then after you can be able to implement it. So, okay, so in this session, this will help you to make key mistakes related to the implementation of the data warehouse. So the collecting requirements is the first stage of the data warehouse design process. The purpose of the phase is to define the criteria for the successful implementation of the data warehouse. The requirements for analysis and reporting, as well as hardware, software, testing, implementation and training of users should be specified. So the organization's long-term business strategy should be as important as current business and technical requirements. So after outlining the business and technical strategy, what will be the next step? To determine how an organization will back up the data from the warehouse and how to recover the system in the event of a failure. So the development of an emergency recovery plan while collecting requirements ensures that the organization is ready to react quickly to both direct and indirect threats of data loss. Then come to the determination of the physical environment for ETL, that means OLAP and database. So in this step, basically to determine the physical environment of the data warehouse. Okay, for this, at least there should be separate physical application servers and database, as well as separate ETL, ELT, OLTP process, OLAP process and reports configured for development, testing and production. So by building separate physical environments, we must ensure that all changes can be tested before transferring them to production. Development and testing should be done without stopping the production environment, and if data integrity becomes suspicious, IT staff can investigate the problem without affecting the production environment. So the data modeling using star schemas or Snowflake approach for data warehouse implementation. After defining requirements, first of all, what requirements are important, then after knowing the requirements, what will be the next step, and the next step is to determine how data structure will be available, combined, processed and stored in the data warehouse. That's why implementation is not so easy. Okay, so this process is known as data modeling. So here during this phase of data warehouse design, data source is defined, identifying the source of the data, and what is equally important, the availability of this data is critical to the success of the project. So after identifying data sources, the data warehouse team can start building logical and physical structures based on set requirements. Then come to the extract transform load, that is ETL. What is it? Basically, the purpose of ETL is to provide optimized data modeling processes without losing data quality. The ETL process takes the most time during development and consumes the most time during implementation. Identifying data sources during the data modeling phase can help reduce ETL development time. So the failure at this stage of the process may lead to poor performance of the ETL process and the entire data warehouse system. The next is the OLAP or tabular cube designing. This online analytical processing is an engine that provides an infrastructure for ad hoc queries and multi-dimensional analysis. So the requirements for dimensions and measures of OLAP cubes must be specified at the beginning of the data warehouse design process. Below are three key elements of OLAP design. And what are these elements? First is the grouping measures, then dimensions and the data granulations. In the grouping measures means here in this numerical values that we want to analyze, like revenues, number of customers, number of products purchased by customers, or the average purchase amount. Next is the dimensions. They complement and extended the analysis of measures to areas such as geographical regions, months or quarters. Then the data granulation means the lowest level of detail that we want to include in the OLAP data set. Then you need to make sure that OLAP queue processing is optimized during the development phase, because optimization means what? What is the optimal solution? You have heard about this word in the operating system, means the most a better solution, you can say. Okay, so in the dimensions they complement and extended the analysis of measures to areas such as geographical regions, months or quarters. Then data granulation may the lowest level of detail that we want to include in the OLAP data set. So you need to make sure that OLAP queue processing is optimized during the development stage. After data warehouse updating, OLAP cubes should be updated quickly. So failure to update any of them in a timely manner can result in poor system performance. So taking time to explore the most efficient OLAP cube generation path can reduce or eliminate performance related problems after the data warehouse is deployed. Then the next is the business intelligence front end development. What is the basic thing in this? After defining business requirements, okay, the placing physical environments, modeling data and design ETL process, the next step is related to the choice of the method and form of sharing data contained in the enterprise data warehouse, right? Means EDW means enterprise data warehouse. So choosing the right front end tool, because it is very important, means like Power BI, Tableau and Looker, these are the tools actually, front end tools. For this, to ensure the way in which users will access data for ad hoc analysis, predefined reports and dashboards. So the various options are available, including the constructions of a front end in-house, part in your own strength, or the purchase of an off-shelf product. The next is the either way. Keep in mind the requirements of business users to ensure the best quality of shared data. The most important elements of the entire process is secure access to data from any device, desktop computer, laptop, tablet or phone. The tool should enable the development team to modify the backend structure when changing the reporting requirements at the enterprise level. So simply what we say is there is some front end tools are required. For this use of front end tools, we can make the GUI actually, so that the user can easily be accessed for this. Then after the report and dashboard development, and what we do in this phase, so most of the end users typically use data warehouse only just because of generate reports or dashboards, right? So as we mentioned in the front end development section, the availability of quickly and efficiently select reports criteria is an important feature of generating them from a data warehouse. So for this, the distribution option are another important factor. After that, in addition of receiving reports like a secure web interface, users may need reports sent as an email attachment or as a spreadsheet. Controlling the flow and visibility of data is another aspect of the development of the reporting system. Okay, so ETL performance tuning in this recommend creating separate programming and test environments. So for this, as a result, organizations can provide improvement system performance using ETL, query processing and delivery of reports without interrupting the current production environment. So you need to ensure that the development and test environments, hardware and applications mimic the production environment, so that the productivity environment developed during the development phase will work more efficiently in the production environment. Then come to the testing phase, means after developing a data warehouse system in accordance with business requirements, next is time to test it. Testing or quality assurance is a step that should be not be omitted. As a result, it will allow the data warehouse team to reveal and resolve problems. Because in testing, what we do? We just test whether the system will meet the requirement or not. This is what we have done in the testing phase, right? So failures to complete the testing phase may lead to delay in the completion of the data warehouse project. Okay, then come to the enterprise data warehouse implementation and deployment. What is this in this enterprise data warehouse implementation and deployment phase? A decision whether the system will be available to all will depend on the number of end users. So as a result, it additionally depends on how they will access the data warehouse system. So for this, another important aspect of system implementation, which is often overlooked, is the training of end users. The training should be carried out regardless of how intuitive the GUI is from the point of view of the DWH team and programmers. So if the tool of our end user is difficult to use and incomprehensible, then they will stop using it, leaving out all the advantages of the system. Then understanding the best practice in designing a data warehouse and its implementation. For this, designing a data warehouse is a time consuming and demanding undertaking, and good and bad aspects appear at every step. So however, if the organization devotes more time to develop robust requirements at the very beginning, the next step of the process will be more smooth and lead to the successful implementation of the data warehouse. So this is all about data warehouse implementation, and the session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University Jaipur. Hope you were satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.